Well, hello guys. Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at Death in Space. We continue to work through our stack of books that we got to get through. Yeah, so Death in Space is an RPG. It's sort of a kind of a rules like kind of. So if you this is like D&D, but it's kind of like a rules light, and it's not D&D. It's a different rule set, but it's the rules are a lot more simplified. And this is the entire book. This is not the player handbook. This is the DM guys, the player handbook, and the monster manual or whatever. This is the entire thing, basically. It's called the Core Rules, really. It's a science fiction role-playing game, if that doesn't seem immediately obvious. And I just love the art here. Let's look at the back here. The art here is amazing. It's so good. This is from the Stockholm Cartel. So apparently they put out a couple other things. Morkborg would be another one, and then Cyborg, which is another one. So Morkborg is, I want to say, like kind of a horror RPG, and then Cyborg, which is like a cyberpunk kind of thing, and then this is obviously a sci-fi thing, but space sci-fi thing. Yeah. Let's do the little blurb on the back. Death in Space takes you to the grimy blue-collar future of a dying universe filled with risk and opportunity, where technology is broken and dirty and society is harsh and desperate. This book includes an introductory scenario and plenty of tables and tools to get you started immediately. Create unique characters marked by cosmic mutations and void corruption. Customize your crew's spacecraft or space station and salvage spare parts for repairs. Take risky jobs to survive the lawless and war-torn Tenebrous system. So this is great. So after the OGL fiasco for D&D, I said that I would. First of all, I was going to boycott. I was going to boycott Wizards of the Coast until they did two things. One, they had to reverse the decision to revert to revoke the OGL, and also they needed to release the new one D&D into an open license. Commit to releasing it to open license as well. Well, they did the first one and they said they're going to be doing the second one. So that whole fiasco, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much done. They not that they were listening to me, but they have satisfied my criteria. So I'm no longer boycotting Watson & Coast. But this was one of the books that I committed to buying. I said I was going to buy a new RPG, new third-party RPG product from a competitor for this entire year. So I'm still going to do that for the entire year. I'm just no longer boycotting Wizards of the Coast. And this was the first thing that I bought was Death in Space, because I love science fiction, and I wanted to play maybe something a little simplified that we could just do like a one shot or something like that. But this book is just a work of art. It is absolutely fantastic, and it's very it is very very stylized. It has a very simple like character creation system. I think it has these tables that are on the inside cover here too. So when you run into game, you have quick access to a couple of quick tables right on the book. to the rules. You have ability checks and item slots, and void points, and void corruption, and repairing objects, and critical hits, and movement, and risky maneuvers, and stuff like that. It includes a scenario at the very end to kind of get you started. So it's basically like a one-shot adventure that you could just run, right? And like I said, this is the entire thing. This is one adventure. This is the player's handbook, the dungeon master's guide, and also creature's manual. So it has some of elements for all of these things. And it has all these tables here, right, for how to do different things, rolling different things, and costs of different things. Oh, jeez, look at that. I mean, it's just for the art alone, it's worth the price of admission. But I am really excited to actually I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but it's really good. Just talking about character creation, you just have like 4 abilities. So stats, so you have body, dexterity, savvy, and tech. So that would be, wisdom, dexterity, charisma, strength. That would be analog. So it's body, dexterity, savvy, and tech. And you just roll 2d4s, and your ability is your bonus. So in D&D, you have to roll your abilities. So you roll like 3d6 or something like that, or 4d6, and take the lowest, get rid of the lowest one. And so you get something like 12 or 16 or 13 or 14 total. And it's only like the evens that give you like a +1 or a +2. So if you go from a 12 to a 13, you don't get any real bonus. If you go from a 14 to a 15, you don't get any bonus. It's only moving up from like 13 to 14, then you go to a +2. Or when you go from a 15 to a 16, then you get a +3. Or however the math works out. It's basically every other ability you actually get a real bonus that actually applies to your rolls, which is dumb. In my mind, is dumb. This, your bonuses are your bonuses. So if you have a bonus to body, if you have like a 4 to body, that's a +4 to body checks. Anything that rolls against body is going to be a +4. Yeah, so generating ability values. For each ability, roll 2d4s, one at a time. The ability value is the first roll minus the second. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on a second, let me turn the light. And apparently it's after 6. Oh! My whole automation going crazy. Alright. Oh, man. Crazy colors. Alright, yeah, so roll the ability value is the first roll minus the second. So you get to have the highest minus the lowest. Alternatively, you can roll 2d4 of different colors at the same time, counting one color as positive and one negative when they are summed. You choose an origin. There's different origins. Basically, origin is basically your race. You're all human, right? But you're either carbon. So carbon is grown in space-based exowombs, short lifespans, lives their lives off-world and are untroubled by the darkness of space, more comfortable in an EVA suit than an outer one. And then you have a punk, which is rebellious and nonconformist with a long history. They have seen civilizations collapse and others turn against each other. And they get bonuses where you never give up, re-roll your dice once per session. So you basically get the lucky feet. You also green thumb. You know everything about plants and what to use them for. You start with a pocket greenhouse and some random seeds. There's like 6 different ones, and these are all. So they're all numbered. You can just roll randomly and do like a character gauntlet if you wanted to, and then you have backgrounds. So the tables, you can just roll tables for a background if you wanted to. So it's like a Legionnaire or asteroid, archaeologist, or a tow trucker or star salvager. You drive, you trait, you can be rough or hard-boiled or honest or proud or eccentric. Character details, flamboyant robes and reflective materials, or hazard pants, or trucker cat with a patch, you know. So you can just roll all this stuff like randomly and generate your character if you want. I got some more art. I just love everything about that. I really want to run this. It's a fairly simple, but this is more akin, I believe. I've never played old school rules, but I think this is more akin to old school rules. You do not want to get into combat with these characters. These characters are not super. This is not 5th edition D&D where you're playing superheroes, especially like after 5th level D&D turns into like superheroes. These guys are very mortal. So it's gonna lean, this game's gonna lean more on either horror or role play or something like that, or just being inventive. God, geez Louise, like it's so good. But yeah, I would love to do a video after having played this, after getting more experience with this, because I just love everything about this, and it makes me really want to look into the other Stockholm Cartel. That's what I'm looking at. That's the little simple Stockholm Cartel right here. It makes me want to look into the other Stockholm Cartel, because they also have awesome covers. The little Morkborg and Cyborg. I think Cyborg's very recent, because I've seen them popping up recently on my the game store's bookshelves. I didn't see them before. They have them out front, so I assume it's new. But I'm really interested in running it, but I haven't had a chance to yet. I would, if you're interested in it as well. It's a nice book too. It's very sturdy, very sturdy book. I don't feel like it's definitely, at least the same quality as something that you would get from Wizards of the Coast or something like that, if not better. Obviously, the art's way better. And anyway, I keep repeating myself. It's a good thing. This is Death in Space. Who wrote it? I don't even know. Christian Plugfors and Carl Nabus or whatever. I don't know. Very, very interesting. Can't wait to look into it more. Alrighty. I will see we have a bunch more to get through, so I will see you guys on the next one.